Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Your girl is cranking out the weekend reality show videos today. I should have got glam for y'all because I'm doing about 4 videos today, but I ain't feel like it. And y'all understand, you can't be glam all the time. It take about a good hour for me to do my makeup, and I'm working from home, and I ain't had an hour to give. So let's just get through. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm so happy the messiness of Huntsville is back. This is a great reality show to me. It's probably one of my favorites, probably next to Potomac, because I'm here for Potomac. We're going to review Potomac next. Stick around. But this shit right here is just so real to me and so raw. And that's what's wrong with some of my favorite reality shows like Atlanta and kind of why Basketball Wives went downhill. Because it got to a point where they had no more story to tell, so they start making shit up, start fighting for no reason. This shit right here is so real, so raw. It is so good. And I love Carlos King. Like, I like everything that he's put out there. The encore is on a little bit of the fence for me. I know y'all like, bitch, you was reviewing the encore, but you stopped. That's because I got tired of talking about the same argument every week. Like, it was the same argument, just 2 different people every week. They make up, fight, but let's get into Huntsville. Carlos, work on that encore, but everything else I love. Okay. They start off talking about Scott's Manor, getting stuck in the mud. I thought they ass was gonna be stuck out there, but they got out. I've gotten stuck in the mud before, and that shit is not fun. And I had to be pulled out because it rained, and it happened to rain on the day I was moving. And you know, laziness. This back when I ain't had money for movers. This like a couple of decades ago. Lord, I'm old because I had to say decades ago. But y'all was probably in my 20s. And our lazy asses didn't want to carry that shit because I was on the 3rd floor all the way to the parking lot to the U-Haul. So we backed that U-Haul all the way up in the grass and all that mud. And then we thinking it's a U-Haul. It should have, you know, the strong enough tires to get out. We was just spinning and spinning. It took 2 tow trucks because the first tow truck that came out there to get us out got his ass stuck in the mud. And it took another tow truck to come out there to get us out the mud from the U-Haul and get that tow truck out the mud. And I know that apartment complex was pissed at me because we tore up all their grass. We tore up all the grass, spinning mud everywhere. But that's here nor there. That was 20 years, yeah, maybe, because I had my son by then. So this was probably about 15 years ago. Maybe. But anyway, let's get into Scott's Manor. I don't care nothing about it. It looked like it's in the middle of the jungle. It looks like it's in the middle of a forest. I'm with Kimmy. I don't want to live out there. I don't want to live nowhere where people can't easily get to me. I'm already out here in the country where I'm at now. Like, yeah, I'm in Memphis, but I'm like in the suburbs of Memphis. And the Memphis suburbs ain't like the Atlanta suburbs. Like, the Memphis suburbs is country. I'm here now, y'all, but let's move on from that. I'm talking about myself too much. I done forgot. It's too many M's. Maurice and Marcel were talking about Martell's apology on the strawberry letter. I really don't want to talk about that. That's one part about social media that ruins reality TV, is that we've already discussed Martell being on the strawberry letter, so we ain't got to go back there. I don't even believe I watched the whole thing because I started to listen to it. I can't stand Steve Harvey ass. I feel like he's full of shit, especially when it comes to relationship advice. And I can't stand Martell. And I don't believe not one bit of that apology was sincere. So let's move on. Melanie and Destiny link up. Mel, I don't like that blonde wig when you was with Destiny. That little short, cute, red cut, that was it, girl. Stick with that. The blonde probably would have been cute, but it was one of those partless wigs where it just flowed everywhere and it had a little bit of brown where it should have been. Too much. It was too much. I ain't like it, but it ain't got nothing. I ain't a hairstylist. They talk a little bit of shit, and you know, eventually Destiny reveals that her divorce is finalized too. And Melanie was like, bitch, your divorce finalized. We heard rumblings of LeBerick and Destiny being separated last season because he was never on the show anymore. And I felt like, Melanie, if we heard it in the streets of social media, you heard it too. Now, maybe you didn't know the divorce was finalized, but you knew they asses had some problems and was separated. Would you all be hurt if your friend got divorced and didn't tell you? Me, personally, I would not be hurt because that's their business. And everybody is not Mel. Where it seemed like Mel wanted people to support her, and like Destiny was like, I didn't want to be a burden, and Mel was like, I was kind of cool. You know, she had been through the bullshit and it was kind of settled. And she was like, I was kind of cool. I could have been there for you. And I understand. I like to be there for my friends too. But you have to let people process their business the way they want to process it. Not everybody want woo, 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 woo. Like, some people just want to go through the shit and then tell you about it afterwards. I don't know what it's like to go through a divorce, but I'm sure Destiny was probably a little bit embarrassed. Like, she had just brought this man on the show for one episode, and then the next episode he was gone. And they was already talking about all they bullshit and not want to take his last name. Already in marriage counseling before they even walked down the aisle. She don't want to move to his city. She finally moved to his city, and then they divorced. I would be a little bit embarrassed too. I probably wouldn't want to say the shit on TV. But it is what it is, Destiny. You got a beautiful baby. You're a beautiful woman. You could find another man. Sorry for the divorce, but I'm sure you're very happy right now. But I wouldn't be mad if my friends did that and didn't tell me. I would have been like, girl, you know I would have been there for you. And it was like, girl, I wanted to just kind of, and I would have just understood. It seemed like Melanie was really upset. But let's move on. Kimmy is over there at Marceau's office. And she doing his meal prep because Tisha at school and can't meal prep for him. And I'm like, why? These motherfuckers getting ready to build a mansion in the forest. Why they can't, order a little meal prep? It's so many people that do meal preps for like 10 meals for $30. A cup, like my trainer does a couple of soups for $40. Then the little meal prep soups. He getting ready to build a mansion in the forest and you got to cook for him? Hell no. And his wife acting funny. His wife acting funny. I'm acting funny too. Boo, cook for yourself. Why this man can't meal prep for himself? I cannot stand Marceau and his backwards ass chauvinist thinking. But anyway, he want to talk about Tisha, and she's like, me and Tisha ain't rocking right now. We don't see eye to eye. And he was like, yeah, I understand. But it seemed like Marceau is never on Tisha's side behind her back. But when he's around Tisha, he understands what Tisha going through. But then with everybody else, he's like, yeah, I know that's some bullshit. I can't stand Marceau. Check your wife. Anyway, Tisha is getting ready to graduate with another master's degree. Congratulations, girl. I ain't gonna say nothing shady, girl. I'm happy for everyone to get all the education they want to get, but what is the point if your man gonna still have you in the kitchen cooking and cleaning and you just waste the money if you're not gonna utilize the degree? But congratulations, girl. You got it. I couldn't even get mine. The shit is hard, especially when you have some kids, because I tried to go back and get my master's. I think around the time my son was 3 or 4. It was before he got into elementary school. And that shit was so hard because I had to coordinate babysitters, study, work, be a single mom. Hell, at least you got a husband at home. Be a single mom. It was too much. And then, you always be like, well, once he go to kindergarten, I could do it because, and then once it just turned into never went back. And I said now that he's getting ready to go off to college, and I'm like, I can do it now. But now it's like, in my field, I'm an accountant. It's really no point in having a master's. A master's isn't going to do anything anymore for an accountant. I'm already at a high enough position because really accounting is all about experience. The one thing I may go back and do is get my CPA. That will open more doors. But hell, it's really the experience. You can move up that accounting ladder with years of experience because that's what it's all about. But this ain't got shit to do with nothing. Marceau is asking Kimmy to do the cooking and planning Tisha's graduation party. And Kimmy was like, hell no. And I was here for the hell no. Like, that bitch not rocking with me. Why I want to throw her a graduation party? Why can't Marceau throw his own wife a graduation party? And why, if y'all got all this money, why can't you hire a party planner if you don't want to do it? And the little bit of party you threw in the park didn't look like it took too much planning. I ain't see no decorations. Them steaks on the grill did look good. But that was it. Anyway, eventually, Kimmy said the hell no, but Marceau worked her down to doing the side items, and he was going to grill. Bitch, it would have been chips and a can of dip. My ass wouldn't have cooked shit for her ass. But let's move on. What happened next? Oh, Tisha had a scene with her cousin, but we gonna fast forward because I can't stand. Tisha is almost on the same level of can't stand as Martell and Marceau. Like, she's aggravating me. She ain't say nothing to that cousin that I feel like is worthy of talking about. I guess we back at the barbecue. I'm gonna read my notes. Kimmy asked Marceau why Wanda can't cook. That's her mama. And Marceau was like, I planned the party on the weekend. Wanda gonna be out of town. Why? Why? But I told y'all, Kimmy eventually gave in and she gonna do the side items. Let's keep this moving. Martell goes to see Destiny at Milani. I really like that name, but it's kind of, I have to think about it when I'm saying it because I want to say Madonna, but it's Milani. That's cute. At the beauty supply store. The first thing they talk about is this picture of Milani. It's too many fucking M's on this show. Milani is the youngest Holt. He took a picture of Milani on her first day of daycare. And in the caption of the picture, he put something about one more on the way. He finally acknowledges Ariana's child, which is strange to me because in the preview of the season, we see him telling somebody else he don't want to talk about the fifth child. When somebody was like, you got 5 child, he's like, I got 4. Or 5 children, he like, I got 4. And he don't, it's like he go back and forth on when he want to acknowledge his son or not. Whoo, Ariana, you got a good one. You wanted him, you got him, girl. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care. It was it trash? I mean, it's his, at the end of the day, it's his social media. And you know, Martell does dumb shit to get a rise out of Melanie. Or is it Melody? Fuck, we on what season is this? And I can't get this child name right. And she my favorite. Mel. He does shit to get a rise out of Mel. So why give him the reaction? I would just like the shit and keep moving. Hit like, double click the hearts and keep moving. Martell be a Martell. Now here he is with some dumbass shit. He come in there with a box of hair products. He ain't got contract to the first. I'm like, why are you advertising these products on Oprah's network and you have no contract? These people aren't obligated to pay you. You talking about I'm eventually going to have 20% ownership, but I want to wait till my divorce finalized. Now, I understand you was waiting on a lot of stuff because you ain't want Mel to come in and get half. I understand. Hair care, I don't think is the lane you should go down. Because does Martell even have hair? I think he's bald, right? Yeah. So I don't think hair care is the lane for you. But hey, definitely Mel is the brains of y'all operation. I mean, I'm with, Lord, there go my earring. I'm with Destiny. Don't come to me without no contract. That's bad business and I don't want no parts of it. They argue about something and then Martell tells Destiny, see that you got too much mouth. That's why you divorced now. I would have cussed his ass clean out. This is why I don't like, it's something about these Huntsville men and they only show us a little bit on TV. I've been to Huntsville, but that was way back in college. It's something about these Huntsville men that's very chauvinistic, where it's like women are to be seen and not heard. We can go out at night. cheat, spread our seeds, do whatever we want to our wife, and the wife just needs to sit in the house, shut up, cook, clean, and move on. It's backwards ass thinking. I would have said this why your ass divorced right now and trying to come put some products in my store. This why you divorced. Let's move on because I don't want to talk about no more about Martell. He pisses me off. Melanie meets up with Chris. Chris is the mutual family friend about the 47 acres. This shit right here is messy to me, and I'm happy Mel called out the messiness. Chris, you was all last season in Martell's face trying to get this deal closed with him, and now this season, you know, y'all sold the land. If I was Mel, I would just take whatever profit I got from the sale of that land in the, because you know they had to split it 50-50 in the divorce and move on. I would have told Chris I don't want nothing to do with that. It seemed like you and Martell at this point in time, no drama. I want to keep the least amount of drama with my ex-husband as possible. Yes, it would be amazing to make this little bit of coin on this 47 acres, but I ain't got time to be going through that with Martell. He already is a handful. Why add more? And I felt like, Chris, that's messy. Out of all the contractors, out of all the contractors in Huntsville, out of all the contractors in Alabama, hell, you could have got Marceau to come out there and put a couple of houses. And you didn't tell Mel, like, I want you to come build all the houses on the 47 acres. I want you to come build all 47 houses because I think each house going to have an acre or something like that. You said, can you come build a couple of houses? Who does that? Who has a housing develop? I mean, I don't know shit about developing in no house. I don't. But I would think if there's a plot of land and we're developing houses, only one person is coming out there to do all the houses. We ain't got a couple of different teams. But like I said, I don't know shit about it. I felt like it was messy. Messy and very storyline driven. And I'm happy Mel said, well, you run that by Martell first. And I still would say no. I still would say no because you know Martell is getting ready to argue some shit up about it. Anyway, it's time for the party. And like I said, them steaks look good. I want me a barbecue steak. I am good at barbecuing some steaks on the grill. I practiced with some ribs. I barbecued my first ribs. I want to say it was Father's Day. I put a slab of ribs and they came out good too. I'm working on my grilling. But anyway, I am kind of hungry. I ain't had lunch today. Anyway, so Tisha's family, since Wanda ain't there, they got to come confront Kimmy. They mad Kimmy ain't have Tisha's back at the reunion. And I'm like, this shit is so old. Y'all really mad at Kimmy for some shit that happened season 1 reunion? That Kimmy lied? I mean, Tisha lied? Because they was like, oh, you should have had Tisha's back. When Tisha said they weren't talking about Mel. And Kimmy was like, we was talking about Mel. And so Kimmy told the truth. But what y'all want is someone to be blindly loyal to you and to co-sign all of your fuck shit. Backwards ass thinking. There's something wrong with them people in Huntsville. I don't live there. But that's some backwards ass thinking. Like, if you a real bitch and a real boss and you was talking shit behind somebody, fuck this earring. It ain't gonna stay on. It ain't gonna stay on. If you talking shit behind somebody back, just say, I was talking about you. Or say, I was talking about you and this is what I said. But see, you a scary bitch, Tisha. And so you lied. And you expected Kimmy to be a scary bitch. And Kimmy's not. Anyway, I liked how Kimmy checked the cousin. Was like, well, what should I have said? We was talking about her behind her back. What should I have said? What would you have said? And you know, the cousin talking about she a bad bitch. I would have said I was talking about her. So what did I do wrong? Backwards ass thinking people. Anyway, Tisha arrives. Congratulations, Tisha, again. I ain't gonna hate on your degree. Let's move on. Now it's time for Kimmy and Tisha to argue. And they said something about Mel. And Mel was like, here we go. Mel and Destiny over there minding their business. I don't want to get into what Kimmy and Tisha were arguing about because it was stupid, it was old, it was tired, it was late, and if I was Kimmy, I would quit fucking with Tisha. Like, Marcel, go over there and hang with your brother. I ain't got to go over there. But anyway, Kimmy says it's her fault that Tisha acts the way that she acts because she has contributed to spoiling Tisha. I don't agree, Kimmy. If you ever watch this, it's not your fault, girl. She was raised this way. Her whole family got that backwards ass thinking, as you can see from her mama Wanda, that cousin, and that brother. You ain't got shit to do with that. She was raised with this backwards ass thinking that people should be blindly loyal to you when her own husband ain't even blindly loyal to her fuck shit. Her husband treats her worse than anybody, and she on here cackling along. She asking this man, did he cheat? I can't give you the answer to that. Do you got another baby on the way? I ain't gonna say yes or no. Bitch, Tisha seems to be one of those women that's hurt, so she wants to hurt you because you and Maurice over there happy, and she over here dealing with Marcel's fuck shit. Like, why you driving your sports car to the woods? What was you doing out at the club at 3 o'clock in the morning? I had to roll up on you. You know, Tisha living in her own world of hurt. She's not spoiled. And she wants someone to live in that world with her. She wants someone to hate Mel with her. It's nothing Kimmy can do or say besides fuck Mel. Until Kimmy does that with Tisha, Tisha gonna always have a problem. And Kimmy don't have no problem with Mel. So let Tisha be miserable over there on her own. I'm like, I don't have a sister-in-law. But do you have to be friends? You ain't got to be friends. You only got to say hi to them at Christmas, Thanksgiving, maybe show up to some niece and nephew birthday parties. But hell, if you live out of state like I do, you ain't got to see their ass but maybe once or twice a year. So fuck Tisha. Moving on. Anyway, that's the end. That's the end of the episode. They showed us some more previews of the season. The season looked really good. Melanie looks like she has a friend. I hope the friend comes on next week. Can we meet the new friend? I didn't write down her name. But it looked like the friend about to get some mess started with Destiny. And it looked like Destiny about to get some mess started with Mel. We gonna see if Marceau have a baby or not. It looked like he pleading the fifth to everything. He pleading the fifth to everything. Wanda, of course, comes along to get in Kimmy's face, but it looked like Kimmy is ready to smack the shit out of Wanda. Wanda is definitely getting ready to get cussed clean out by Kimmy this season. And I wonder how long we have to wait before we figure out what the hell Kyra doing in Huntsville. Girl, backwards ass men in Huntsville, Kyra, you do better out there in Houston with AJ. I'll probably take AJ before any of these backwards ass men in Huntsville. But that is the end of the episode. You know I'm going to be reviewing this show. I love Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'll be reviewing. I can't get my words out. I will be reviewing every weekend. So go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and hit like. Go ahead and hit share. Give me all of your comments and we can comment along together and have a good time with this season. It's going to be a good one. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye.